Good morning, everybody. If you'd like to take a seat, and we'll get started on this final session for this morning. Just before we start with Olympic Solidarity, I've been asked to announce that for anybody who is interested in the Olympic Games preparation session, that will be on the first floor. Okay?
Of officials and manage a proper building issue. Here you can see the structure that we have 15,000 spectators, and also complex includes the cycling track, which is around 300 seats, where we will have the badminton and of course cycling track. And the next facility, which is also inside this complex, is ice ring, which have 3,000 seats for spectators. We will use it like a warm-up area for all these kind of sports. This is Velodrome, well known in Europe. We have already here an European Championship and World Championship. So our new facility, it's really original, Palloa Arena, basketball 3-on-3. It's on the roof, situated in the heart of the city, in the public area, and have more than 2,000 seats, and we have great response from the public when we spend here the European Championship. The boxing, the brand new arena, Uruchia, just entered into operation last year, and we are planning to put here 2 rings, and all days of the games it will be in disposal of the boxing. Chizhovka Arena, another great complex, sport complex, which consists also from 3 joint facilities. The total capacity of spectators is around 15,000. The main hall 10,000, and also additional hall for 2,000, and universal sport hall for different kind of sports, 2 more thousand spectators. Here we are planning to have wrestling, freestyle, Greco-Roman, and women. And after the wrestling will finish, or before, we will have the samba competition at the same venue. And cycling road, we have 2 disciplines in these sports. The time trial will be organized on the streets of the city in the most spectacular places. And the other discipline, the group race, will be set around the city. We have the nice landscape, a lot of lakes, hills around the city, and it will be really nice. The beach volleyball and beach football, we will use our own NOC sport complex, which is situated in the city, or in the center of city. It have 70 hectares of square area with the modern facility, and we can organize there very easily. It's close to a metro station, to several universities, so it will be full of the people, spectators. Beach volleyball, it's an existing arena already. We spent here for several years our national championship. Of course, it will be modernized. And one of our proud, there is the Olympic channel for rowing. You can see on the picture from the right, it's in a close destination to the city. You see the buildings as just 5 minutes drive from the headquarters of NOC, and this venue has a lot of competition, and we have professional team, and the canoe competition will be organized at the highest level. The one more great facility, historical facility for the Minsk, because it's the first palace of sport, which was built in 70s, but it's completely renovated, and now it's one of the modern our sport facility with the, for my opinion, the best and professional team operating inside. And here we have every year 5-10 the greatest competitions, and we propose to organize here karate and judo. And finally, Dynamo Stadium. Just a few words about history of this facility. This is our historical venue. It was built before the Second World War, National Stadium, 1936. Then it was completely renovated for the Olympic Games in Moscow, because we received the group, one of the group in football competition, and we also organized the opening ceremony there, and our great athletes, three-time Olympic champions, Alexander Medved burned the Olympic flame at this stadium. And now it's third renovation, but because there is a national heritage, you can see this historical wall. We keep it in the original view. That is why maybe during the coordination commission, when the speakers asked what about the total cost of renovation, he was a little bit surprised about the cost, but it depends. We should make a lot of work to conserve, to keep this in the original view, and then use the modern technology to build the stadium. Now it's 50% work done. Every day, 750 people working all day long, 24 hours a day. And the final date is end of 2017. Just small remarks. This reconstruction, the cost of reconstruction have no common with the European Games. It's operated by special program of the government, and doesn't matter will we have the European Games or no, it will be done. And here also we will have the new format. We are glad to hear it's from peers in track and field, because this is also historical place, and we have here the matches, historical in 70s with Russia and the United States, and it's really popular place. And opening ceremony and closing ceremony will also held here. In order to understand where it's situated, it's in the center of Minsk, 5 minutes walk to Ministry of Sport, 5 minutes walk to administration of president and around several stations of metro and very easy destinations. Next slide. Shooting center. In the 70s, this shooting center was the biggest shooting range in Europe. Now it's again complete renovation. We started 3 years ago and finished in this year. And one more sport in program, shooting, skeet and trap. This is famous facility where we organize the European Championship, final of World Cup. Many famous athletes comes here for train, and here is Olympic champion Dina from Lithuania. She can explain you how it works because she trained a lot of there. And the brand new facility, it's one of the complex of Marriott Hotel. I will show you later, where we will have the table tennis. We also discussed during the visit of Coordination Commission and decide to enter to the program the archery because they give the qualification at nice sports, easy to organize. The only one difficulty is we have several places and we couldn't choose in what to put it better. But we promise we will organize it at the highest level. Second. And now about the most concern that you maybe already heard about the athletes' village. This is not a painting. This is a real picture existing. The Olympic village, which was opened 5 years ago, and we already used it by the fan village for the ice hockey fans, which was in 2014. And maybe, Spiros, this is results of these fans, because I couldn't realize how we can join the sports and beer and vodka, but they set up a records, these fans of drinking beer during the games. Maybe this is results to broken some furniture and sanitary in Olympic Village. But in any case, the perfect location, good transportation, and of course we do our best to renovation the facility inside. It consists from the 8 buildings, which each of them can accommodate 1,000 people, one building. And of course we keep the ratio that has been advised by EOC 2 to 2 in the rooms and one sanitary facility for the block. Yeah. And now to the hotel that we proposed. First, of course, EOC Olympic Family Hotel, IOC ANOC Sport Accord, top EOC partner sponsors. Brand new 1 year ago entered to operation, Marriott 5-star hotel, located in the beautiful place on the bank of the river. You can see from the right side is the water park, from the left side the huge park with the bicycle tracks and roller tracks. You can do all your staying any sports in Minsk. And also the hospitality area will be situated here in this hotel on the bank of river. Next slide. and 2 more for NOC presidents and Secretary General, Minister of Sports, International Federation. It's already good and a famous 4-star Victoria Olymp Hotel, which you know from last year, and the brand new, just a few months ago, settled DoubleTree by Hilton Hotel, 5-star in the center of the city. This hotel DoubleTree, it's just 3 minutes walk from the Palace of Sport. The European States President, Prime Minister, and dignitary, this 5-star President Hotel. You see from the left side, this is the administration of President, and the highly responsible person will receive here. And we supposed a very large scale of hotels, like the EOC advised us, from 3 stars till 5 stars to accommodate our guests, NOC sponsors, and additional maybe officials. This is some of them: Crown Plaza, Minsk Hotel, Radisson Hotel, Victoria 1, Victoria 2, and many others. Belarus, and many of them are situated around the facility. And of course, we will use the advice of EOC if there will be some difficulties to accommodate the athletes or officials in the Olympic Village, Athletes Village, let's say. We will look at the possibility to accommodate some of sports nearby sport facility. The customs formality. Of course, we can guarantee that customs procedure will be elevated for all participants, and the measure will be put into place to facilitate the process, including sports and medical equipment, and export and import. Visa regime and visa requirement. Unfortunately, just 2 days ago, already here, I found inside the games wrong information. They put that we have only 5 countries for visa-free entrance for Belarus. It's not true. Now we have the decision: 80 states, the citizen of 80 states can enter Belarus for 5 days without visa completely. And of course, during the games, we can guarantee that all official participants of the game will get visa-free entry to Belarus. And now a little bit about the branding. We already did a lot of work for this, and we close to finalize that. We received some comments from Coordination Commission, but generally it's accepting, and I tell you a few words about the idea, what it means, and how we create these things. The European Games are going to be an impressive concentration of common sparking energy that is a glorious sum of many individuals' energy. The energy of athletes whose talents shine brighter than stars, whose records change the history of sport and Olympic movement. The energy of millions of spectators whose emotional charge and hot support warm the hearts of the athletes. The energy of people of Belarus who take part in preparation and organization of large international celebration and are ready to greet guests and embrace them with the warmth of Belarusian soul. The energy of European Games and Olympic values, reinforced by the energy of dynamically developing city and the hospitable country, multiplied by the energy of millions of people, is sparking energy. Let's shine together. Here, the brand structure. At the top, the flame, sparking energy. Power of the dream, progress and inspiration. Power of the earth, authenticity and responsibility. And on the base of this triad, of course, Olympic value, excellence and passion. The inspirational symbol and the basis of the logo is a branch and the flower of the ferns, the fantastic paparot skwetka. In Slavic country, it's very famous and traditional legend. The colors used in the logo are the colors of the Olympic rings, and also they have additional meaning. Blue is the brand color of the city of Minsk, official color. Green represents the Belarusian nature. As an island, we are a green country. And while yellow and red symbolize bright dreams and the Olympic flame. The slogan is charged with the sparking energy and expresses the vivacious character of the forthcoming event. This is a manifesto that excites the imagination, inspires the movement forward, motivates self-progress. This is an appeal to every athlete who is eager to meet the challenge on the way to the dream, to get up on a pedestal to shine in the race of glory. This is an appeal to every fan who is burning with desire to support favorite athletes with the brightest emotions. This is slogan, Bright You. It's a very easy combining Bright You with the two capital letters BY, which means the domain name for our country in internet. And the inspiring symbol of competition is the fiery paparot skwetka, and the sports icons are bright lights with the fern patterns. This is just simple of many of the sports. And here how our transport will look, the branding of transport. The different kind, metro, buses, minibuses, trolley buses, and others. And combination of Bright You, BY, the slogan can be interpreted, best of you, bright year, brighter you, better you, beautiful, yes, brave, yes, Belarus, yes. And here you can see the samples of the T-shirt, which can be combined. If in the front there is a logo Bravo, on the back here is you. And to get the whole phrase, brave you, find a friend, make a photo, and put it in the net. That's it. It's better. Yeah. So this completes my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'm at your disposal. Yeah. Sorry. Thanks for that. But I forgot the main things to prove that we can do this, and we have all existing. Please, a short video. It's not a tale story, it's not a dream, it's reality. Через папороть кветка.
Congratulations, George. It
Thank
was
you.
very impressive for everybody, especially for the ones who have not been in Minsk, and that they realize, first of all, from the films, the beauties of your country, of your capital, and also the great quality of the sport facilities that you have. And we will all enjoy those facilities in 2 years' time. But in the meantime, we need to work. Therefore, we are here to answer your questions, if we can. Dinah doesn't have questions because she competed there and she knows everything. Yes, sir.
Thank you for this presentation. Looking forward to what it means. Just about the sports program, 2 questions. You were talking about there are no junior competition anymore?
No junior.
Ever again. And when you can confirm the sports program? Do you have any date already?
I'll give the floor to Piers O'Callaghan, who is doing all the negotiations with the European Sport Federation, the most difficult part.
Thank you. It's a good question, and this work has been going on for 7 years to bring the European federations into the European Olympic Committee family. So we had a visit last weekend, the working group of the Coordination Commission, to finalise, because it's a joint decision between the host city and the EOC. We only sent the contracts to the European federations on Sunday, and we have now 5 contracts signed. So we are pushing them to sign because we want to sell the television rights, we want to have the same worldwide exposure. So I would imagine we could confirm maybe middle of the summer, end of the summer, for certain by September, because we need certainty for the NOCs, for your clothing, and also from our side from television rights and sales. So end of the summer, I would say, is the latest. But I think from going forward, we will communicate now a lot more with the NOCs when we have solid information. So I hope that helps. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you for a very comprehensive presentation. About the sport program, what format is it for athletics? Question number 1. Is there any chance swimming will be part of the program?
Okay, so I'll take the simple question first. Right now, aquatics will not be part of the program, and I don't see that changing. Athletics is a really interesting conversation, and I see IAAF council member who works for Coney, Anna Riccardi, at the back. So she has been involved. Athletics has a European Championships every 2 years, and they've sold the rights to EBU. So the European Championships cannot be held as part of the European Games, and they've very restrictive clause in their contract with EBU for television. So we have worked very closely with them over the last 12 months to create a new product. They've spent a lot of money researching what the market want, because now when you look at athletics, you see running events on the track, you see a throwing event, you see a jumping event, and they want to create a new product which lasts for about 2 hours. It's a team event. It's really appealing to the youth. The draft name on this product is Athletics 2020. But what European Athletics is envisaging is the top 25 or 30 teams in Europe will be part of it. Each team will have about 20 to 25 athletes, and it'll be a qualification round, a semi-final and a final for the best teams. So that's effectively what they're trying to do. They will announce the details of that in September. So right now the details are still being worked through. It's a new product. It's the future of the product as they see it, rather than 4 and 5 and 6 hour sessions. And the exciting thing for us and for you as the NOCs is this new product, Athletics 2020, will launch at the European Games in Minsk. So there will be a lot of worldwide attention to see how this product appears in Minsk.
Will that be a competition for 11 days or 2 days? Or?
Well, the whole competition is 10 days. They've requested between 5 to 7 days.
5 to 7.
So now we have to just look at the ceremonies and the stadium. There'll be a lot of logistics, but yeah, probably about 5 to 7 days minimum, I would imagine.
It was said that EOC will cover the flight tickets. Does it mean that EOC will cover the actual cost, or is it on a support grant basis?
Do you want to take it, Spiros? I'm happy to. I'll leave it to the money man.
It's too early, Marit. You know, this is the usual question you have with the organizers, because usually the organizers cover the costs. We'll do our study and we'll come back to you whenever we're ready. I think it's going to be a fair deal.
there be some minimum qualifying standards or quotas set? When is the timeline sort of that we are envisaging?
Yeah, it's a good question, Joseph. As you will remember from Baku 2015, each federation had a qualification system. It's the only way we can plan to limit the number of athletes. It's envisaged we will have the same system in place. My plan would be that this would be available before the General Assembly in Zagreb in November. So you'll have a little under 2 years. It'll be very fair. It'll probably be on rankings as per Baku in 2015. But that's certainly the plan, Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But of course, we need to maintain the universality of our games. Therefore, all 50 NOCs will be represented and will have special codes for the ones who do not manage to qualify athletes. Perfect.
They're afraid of me.
Bravo, George. You did a great job.
Bravo, you.
Let's give him a hand. Bravo, you. Belarus, yes.
Best yet.
Thank you. And that concludes the European Games presentation. Thank you all for being here.
You're welcome.
Well done, George. Spasiba. Now the secret is out. No more secrets. Great presentation. I think we have to go to last week. The presentation was like this.
I think we need to take a picture. I think we need to take a picture.
We need to go. We get a picture. We need Twitter.
Spiros, I'm professional on doping issue. By the way, I'm secretary of Anti-Doping Commission. And
Therefore, I'm here.
I just come from bodybuilding.
I'm the official photographer.
No, maybe just write you or BY or something.
Are you really smart?
We're going to go this way, Spiros.
No, guys, just...
Yeah, he's changing. Spiros, do you want to come this way?
Yeah.
No, I'm taking
You take with the...
I cannot move. Hello, thanks a lot. Girl, get up the frame.
No, we will send a Dropbox link to download everything as usual.
No, before. Bravo. That slogan there, this one.
Let me take it. Where's the...
Oh, it's okay. Yes.
Do it mine. Here. Ziggy.
You know where you can run, huh? Do you big smile? Oh, that's perfect. Very well. George, Steve. Another one? So now I have a role. Official sponsor.
Yeah. Oh, you're the second European Games.
Yeah. Wow. Perfect.
Thank you, Ziggy.
Да. Убили сразу.
Там они говорят, вот наша машина, вот цены на машину, вот цена аренды, вот еды, вот стоимость нашей гостиницы. Здесь столько вот миллиардов. Супер. Смотришь
Это важно сделать первую очередь, но и не важно не испортить его, да, чтобы не было, а то обещают черт знает что, потом когда Рио показывали, что Копакабана, все танцуют, все, а то, что там грабят, раздевают до трусов, об этом никто не говорит.
Arrivo alle 7:30
You can put on a crazy presentation. I'm not sure you mentioned
Yeah, me too. We're pretty busy right now.
Thank you again, sir.
no problem. So good morning. I don't know if I'll wait a little bit more for continuing. Well, I will start, so hopefully more people will come back into the room. Am I loud enough? No. I'm sorry, my voice is down a little bit, so hopefully with the mic it will be okay. But if you can hear me in the back, please make a big sign. So let me start first by introducing myself, since I'm not one of the WADA faces that you are used to see. My name is Florence Lefebvre-Anjon. I'm in charge of government and NATO relations for Europe, so I'm based in our office in Lausanne. Sorry. And let me thank the EOC. The president has left, but let me thank the EOC for the invitation. And also the Macedonian NOC and the city of Skopje for hosting us so nicely. Let me turn to anti-doping now. Well, as you know, the last few months, or last 2 years, let's say, have been quite turbulent for anti-doping. But this has initiated or sparkled, to use the vocabulary of our friends from Belarus, sparkled a much-needed debate on the future of anti-doping and the governance of WADA as well. So this morning I'll focus on 3 topics. The first one is the way forward, so what's going to change for anti-doping governance and for WADA in the coming months. A quick update on the Russian situation, and a few words on the 2016 and 2018 Olympic Games. So what are the key priorities for WADA? Over the past year or so, we have received many contributions, valuable input
by many stakeholders, athletes, Olympic summits, NATO summits. We organized a think tank as well in September in Lausanne, government sports ministers meeting, and also a resolution which was passed by the Council of Europe in November last year. So all these ideas, different ideas sometimes, were carried by WADA into our foundation board in November and discussed there. And the board came out with a series of recommendations to shape the future of the agency of WADA. So a few priorities have been identified, 12 in total. I won't cover all of them. I'll go into a bit more details for the most important one, but of course if you have questions on other points, please feel free to ask me at the end of the presentation or at the coffee break. So these are the 12 priorities. I'll go a bit more detail, especially on the compliance, which is probably our #1 priority right now. As you know, it is the main mission of WADA, is to guarantee that all signatories of the code are compliant with the code, please. So we have shifted our focus from regarding or looking at the rules, because right now the 2015 code has been implemented for more than 2 years now, so all signatories have rules that are in compliance with the 2015 code. So we're not really looking at the rules anymore, and we are focusing more on the program, which of course is a bit more difficult to look into and require more time. So I won't explain all in details our compliance review program. We have our compliance review committee, which is independent and which is making recommendation to WADA's foundation board, which ultimately decides if a signatory is compliant or not. So this new compliance program is already in place. We have sent a questionnaire to all signatories back in February, and they have 3 months to complete it. The deadline is actually today. I don't think all signatories will have sent us the questionnaire by today, but a good majority of them. So that's the first part of our compliance monitoring. So it's a self-assessment tool. The signatories have to answer quite a lot of questions, a little bit more than 200, to explain their anti-doping program. But we don't rely only on this. As you know, self-assessment tool has its limits. So we will also complete this process by making audits where we think it's necessary, whether in a NATO, so in a country, or in an international federation. Then we'll review and analyze, of course, the questionnaire, the answers that are sent to us by the signatories, and then we'll send them a corrective action report with the action that they need to implement to get in compliance with the code. So that's the process. A second priority for WADA is to strengthen our investigative capacity. 2 years ago, we only had 1 person working on investigation. Now we have 6. So we have really beefed up our investigation team. And we have also created a new Whistleblower Program, which was launched a few months ago in March. The idea behind is really to provide whistleblower with a secure platform to give us a guarantee that if they send us information, it will be treated confidentially. Only the investigation department can treat this information, and the department operates really independently from the other departments of WADA. So we have no idea what they are actually doing. Another priority which you might be interested in is the implementation or creation of an independent testing authority called ITA. There has been a meeting of the ITA steering group, which is composed of governments and sports movement representatives at the beginning of the month in Paris. And there has been a report this week to our executive committee and foundation board meeting in Montreal. The idea was approved by our foundation board with the terms that I will explain below. Regarding the schedule, the idea is for this ITA to be operational for Pyeongchang, so that's quite ambitious. Probably it won't be fully operational, but at least it will probably be in place by Pyeongchang. It will be constituted through a Swiss foundation with full independence, with a board which will be composed of 5 members, 1 IF representative, 1 athlete, 1 IOC representative, and 2 independent members, and an independent chair as well. The IOC, on behalf of the sports movement, will be the founding body of the ITA, and WADA will not be directly involved in the ITA. If you have followed a little bit the discussion, that was the main point required by the stakeholders and accepted by WADA, because our role is really to monitor, is not to do testing. So WADA will not be directly involved in the ITA. It will be used, at least at the beginning, by international federation and major event organizer on a voluntary basis, so it won't be a mandatory basis. So only those IFs and MEOs that want to use it can do it. But in terms of compliance monitoring, sorry, IF and MEOs will remain responsible as code signatories. So we will keep on monitoring their compliance. Of course, with these new priorities and higher expectation on WADA, we also need higher funding. The current budget for WADA is approximately 30 million per year. And we need more if we want to fulfill all our missions. So what has been decided by the foundation board was to present for 2018 a clean slate budget. So not based on the previous budget, but a brand new budget, let's say, which will be based on, so we'll identify our different missions and how much they cost. So this will be an important discussion, of course, for WADA and for all stakeholders that will take place in September at our executive committee meeting and in November at our foundation board meeting. And of course, it's not only WADA. Funding for anti-doping is not only through WADA, but also through those organizations that are responsible to do the testing, which are international federation and national anti-doping agencies. We're also exploring other potential funding streams. So right now, our budget comes 50% from government, public authorities, and 50% from the sports movement. But we are also trying to see if we can find other avenues. And the last priority, which is linked to my next point, is of course to manage the outcomes of the Mclaren report. As you will remember, part 1 was released in July last year, and part 2 in December. One important thing to remember is that the Mclaren investigation was not intended to determine athletes' potential anti-doping rules violations. There has been much debate on this issue, saying that the Mclaren investigation did not provide enough evidence to go forward with cases against athletes. But that was not the intention, and unfortunately it's largely impossible because all the samples, as you know, have been tampered with or have disappeared, so it's really hard to move forward with cases on a disciplinary level. But some IFs are trying to do so, and WADA is supporting them. And it's also, of course, their obligation under the code. So that's the main priorities for WADA. Let me give you now a quick update on Russia. It has been discussed as well at our foundation board meeting this week in Montreal. As you will remember, RUSADA, so the Russian anti-doping agency, was declared non-compliant back in November 2015. Since then, WADA has worked very intensively with RUSADA and the Russian authorities. We have engaged the UK anti-doping agency to do the testing. We've also positioned 2 international experts in Moscow, and also an expert from the Council of Europe who's sitting on the board. We can say now that much progress is being done in Russia, thanks to all this hard work. We have defined a very clear roadmap to reinstatement, because our idea, of course, is the whole idea behind the compliance program is not to declare as many signatories as possible non-compliant. And once they are declared non-compliant, the idea is not to let them be or not be. We are also there to assist them, to try to first prevent them from being non-compliant, of course, and then if they are declared non-compliant, we are there to help them being reinstated. So that's what we are doing with Russia. As you can see, there are quite a number of criteria that have to be fulfilled. But as I said, much progress is being done right now, and it's possible or even probable that Russia will be allowed to test again in the coming weeks under the supervision still of the UK Anti-Doping Agency and international experts. A few words on the 2016 and 2018 Olympic Games. Rio has allowed for quite important advances in anti-doping program of the IOC, and this was pointed out by the report of the independent observers that were in Rio and that was published a few months ago. One important advance important outcome and positive outcome of the Rio Games in terms of anti-doping was the creation of a pre-games task force. I don't know if you were aware of this, if the NOCs were aware of this initiative, but this was a task force that were constituted of a few national anti-doping agencies and a few international federations. The idea behind was to identify the gaps, the possible gaps in the testing program of the different federations and different countries before Rio, to make sure that all athletes were tested a sufficient number of times and at the right moment. So all this was based on a risk assessment and test distribution plan, both prior and during the game, that was intelligence-led. So that's what we really insist upon now on anti-doping. The idea is not to do testing. The idea is to do intelligent testing, so targeted testing on those athletes that are more at risk. There was also, for the first time, a separation of in-competition and out-of-competition testing periods. As you know, the rules are a little bit different when you are in competition or out of competition. There was also the use of an IOC APMU. APMU is an athlete passport management unit. So it's a unit that is really specialized on analyzing a passport, athlete biological passport, and making recommendations to the testing authorities to which athletes they should test in priority. And last important advance as well was the introduction of the CAS anti-doping division as a first instance hearing panel directly in Rio. So this, no more battery. Can you put on the next one? So these were the key advances. There were also key recommendations that were made by the independent observer team. Consolidation, so for the next games. Consolidation of intelligence-led risk assessment and test distribution planning. Also, the IOC shall provide strategic direction to the organizing committee in coordination with the national anti-doping agencies and with the international federation. Also, a key recommendation is to have a full engagement of the NADO in the country to really use their expertise. A strong collaboration with the laboratory, of course, is important. And also, and also the extension of testing outside of Olympic accredited venues. It was already done in Rio, but the independent observer really recommend that it's being done on a larger scale for the coming games. So to finish on the Pyeongchang Olympic Games, what is being done already now? A pre-game task force again is being constituted with 5 NADOs and the 7 winter IFs. The Sport Accord, or GIFs, I don't know what's the official pronunciation. GIFs DFSU, that's a doping-free sport unit, will act as a secretariat. There will be oversight by WADA, and it's funded by the IOC. So that's it. If you have any question, of course, I'm at your disposal right now or at the coffee break. Yes?
I hope it's not too detailed, but before Rio, we were approached by WADA with the question if we have athletes who are in training outside of the country, which are outside of the grip of the National Doping Agency. So that's what we are told all the time by our national agency, that as soon as an athlete is part of a club outside of our country, they have no grip on him. So that's also for us an uncomfortable situation always, that just getting an athlete into the Olympic team that has never been in the country basically and is not tested because the national agency cannot tell another national agency to please test him. Only WADA can. Is there any progress to simplify this process?
That's a good question, and it's precisely one of the reasons why we think this pre-game task force is very important. We really push for more coordination between the national anti-doping agencies among themselves and also between NADOs and international federations. They can actually discuss together and they can ask another one to do the testing. They can inform that one of their athletes, or a NADO can inform another NADO that one of their athletes is training in their country. And it's a responsibility of a NADO to test not only their national athletes, but also all those athletes that are training in the country. But of course, this requires a lot of coordination between the different anti-doping organizations. WADA is trying really to push forward. We have produced guidelines to help them get in contact. So, but you're right, it's a major issue right now because, of course, many athletes travel a lot for the competition, but also for training, and we need to make sure that they can be covered anywhere they go. Yes, please, Niels.
Thank you for a very good presentation. I have 2 questions. One question is about Russia. I believe that it's very positive with the progress that's going on, and that Russia is very close to be compliant again. What are the chances that Russia will be ready for Pyeongchang? The other question is that from the Mclaren report, we have seen that there have been big problems in Russia. But there is no doubt that there are other countries in Africa and other places where there are very big problems also. Yeah. What is being done to go ahead and also make solutions for some of those countries that are probably not working very well? Yeah.
Thank you, Niels. So on Russia, of course, it's a bit difficult to say right now. So we have a clear roadmap with very clear criteria. Quite a number of them have been met now, and it's possible that they can all be met by November next year, so November this year, I mean, our next foundation board meeting. So if they would be declared compliant again in November, they could, of course, take part in the Pyeongchang Olympic Games. But the ball is very much in Russia's court now, so it's up for them they know what criteria they have to fulfill, so it's up to them to make it on time. Regarding what is being done with the other countries, one important point which I mentioned is a strengthening of our investigation capabilities. Because, as you said, what has been shown by the Mclaren investigation is that we can discover and we can monitor properly with only testing and with only education and prevention. Unfortunately, that's not enough. So we really need also to have investigative work being done, and having people from our team going into countries and talking to people, which is not always easy. That's why we have this Whistleblower Program, to really try to see what's going on in those countries. And something that I did not mention, and that has been approved also by our foundation board this week in Montreal, is a new system for sanction. So a new standard will be discussed with a graded system for sanctions. So it will be much more clearer if this standard is adopted, and the idea is to adopt it by November. It will be much more clearer what are the sanctions for a signatory if it's declared non-compliant. So we'll open a consultation in June on this standard. Any other question? Thank you very much.
You want to sit? I'm going to sit. I'm going to sit. This is working?
Yeah.
Ai, tau, jo, gerai. Nežinau, gal ir tu. Hello everybody, and first I would like to present you a new newsletter. It is the second newsletter of Gender Equality and Sport Commission, and I hope that you will read with experience our recommendation and will adopt it in your national Olympic committees. And what is many important information in the last page, that in October we will organize, together with Olympic Solidarity, we will organize a conference in Vilnius about gender equality, and every IOC will receive official invitation, and we hope to see you in Vilnius. And now about our National Olympic Committee and how we promote gender equality in sport. My name is Daina Gudinavičiūtė. I'm president of Lithuanian National Olympic Committee. And now I will sit if possible. Okay? Our NOC created in our NOC, Gender Equality and Sport Commission was created at the end of 2013, and before the last election in last year, we had only women in this commission. Now we have 2 men, and they send application voluntarily, and we have also a third candidate. It is Secretary General of Boxing Federation, because this federation will promote the sport and the boxing for women. And what we discuss and share our ideas. In Vilnius, in Lithuania, we all have European Institute of Gender Equality, and this institute was organized Gender Equality and Sport Conference in the last year. The conference brought together representatives from the European Commission, the international community in Vilnius, Lithuanian Sports Federation, policymaker, gender equality organization, media, so also international local athletes. The biennial conference on women and sport was in April of 2014. 16 in Stockholm, and they prepare recommendation for priority, this very beautiful name, Queens. It means quotas. Use social media to create a new women's media. European model for addressing gender-based violence. Evidence-based data to develop gender-sensitive sport. Normalize women as coaches. Also, Asia had journalist thematic network also in the last year. Asia, European Institute of Gender Equality. We have many projects for children, but some more important, it is preschool Olympics, preschool games. We have about 20,000 participants, and what is more important, that all team consists of 2 girls and 3 boys. The goal is to get preschooler active. In preschools, it's often the first time children learn about the Olympic movement and values. Lithuanian school games. It is the largest sporting event in Lithuania, and students from all municipalities participate in it. It is about 200,000 participants. It means that in Lithuania is not full 3 million of citizens. It is very, very big number. And the patron of the school games is president of the state, and she invited the winners in the Palace of President and awarded them. And the students compete in winter and summer sport, about 23 kinds of sport, not about 23 kinds of sport. And also girls and boys have equal opportunities to participate in each of them. Olympic Solidarity, technical coaches courses had 36% participants women, and 46% were in the administrators courses. And our own, also with Olympic Solidarity, another project, Let's Start the Change. The goal was to increase the female talent pool for sports leadership position by providing skills training, coaching, and confidence to women. Networking and experience sharing opportunities were also offered to further encourage the participants to seek and accept leadership positions. The project score 3 participants from the previous project, Let's Start the Change, and the project was targeted at sports and coaching organization at all levels, more specifically coaches, trainers, former athletes, volunteers, and decision makers in the field of coaching. Together with Olympic Solidarity, we initiated to research about gender bias in Lithuanian media. And so it was very interesting that male athletes were mentioned 4.7 times more than comparing to female athletes. The TV broadcasting of sports events by gender, it consists of 97% of all broadcasted sports events are male. Opinion about the achievements of men and women in sport. As much as 65% of respondents think that both gender can achieve equality, important results in sports. While 27% of respondents believe that athletes men can achieve more than athletes women, and only 1% support the opinion that women athletes achieve more than men. It is recommended to tell personal stories of successful athletes, female athletes to publicize all their achievements, to promote the sports in which women achieve more than men, and to create association with the women in sport. the project success. We had 8 participants and a network that is going to serve as a platform to sustainable national sport management, training programs, and mentoring system for future female leaders in sport. What about our elections and our statute? And Lithuania hasn't a right and demand on a minimum request of, of each sex representation. And after first election, I was elected in 2012. We had 3 of 13 women on board, and in the last year, in the election, now we have 5 of 13 women on board. Because according to the statute, a new elected president can offer 6 candidates for the executive board. So 2 women were proposed by new elected president, and now we have 1 of 3 president women and 1 representative of athletes. Also not former, now she is athletes in athletics. Also the different in commission, also you can see the different of commission in the first cadence and now after election the last year. The lobbying campaign was organized before the General Assembly for 2 other women, and they were elected too. And the Lithuanian NOC staff before was 65% women, and 3 of 7 leading positions were held by women, and now we have 10 of 17 women, and 4 for 7 leading positions are held by women. But it is more important, competency has not gender. How do we follow EOC gender equality in sport recommendation? Men were included into the National Olympic Committee Gender Equality Commission. Data are collected about women participation in sport and their representation in media. Positive image of women in leadership position and promoted and awareness is raised through projects and partnership with media. And best practices are collected for new tools to enhance the competence of women and girls in the areas of leadership and management. And the best example of gender equality was shown by the Lithuanian Rovers in Rio de Janeiro. Thank you for your time and collaboration. Finished.
Thanks, Dinah, for that very interesting presentation. I just want to thank the EOC for inviting me here today as well, and the NOC of Macedonia for their beautiful city. I really enjoyed walking around last night. My name is Sarah O'Shea. I'm a new General Secretary for Ireland. I'm only in office for 3 months, so please bear with me when I don't remember your names or faces, etc. I was just asked to give a very just short overview of my own background and how I ended up General Secretary of the NOC and the journey that took. So this will only take 5 minutes, so you'll have your coffee soon, I'm sure. My background is I'm a lawyer, and I moved from law. You can move on that slide, actually. Yeah, I moved from law and I went into international masters in sport in Switzerland. And I worked as legal director for the Football Association for 10 years, and later as General Deputy Secretary for the Football Association. That's my colleague there, Sarah Keane. She's also, you'll definitely remember us. She's Sarah. We're both lawyers and both the same age, both from Dublin, and actually we went to school together as well. So a lot of coincidences, I suppose. So I'm very proud and honoured that the NOC of Ireland is the only NOC, as I understand, in Europe with a female president and a Secretary General. So progress is being made, and we now have 25% equality on our executive board, with 2 women out of 12 at the moment. We're moving, though, to appoint our Athletes Commission at the moment, and we've an election process in 1 month's time, so we've a lot of female candidates going for that election. So we'll see how the election goes, but we hope maybe to have another woman on the board through the chair of the Athletes Commission, and that'll raise that to 30%. So one of the overall objectives of our new committee is to increase representation by women in leadership positions within the board. And within the National Sports Federations of Ireland, actually, there's now 10 female presidents out of our 36 national federations which are affiliated to the NOC. So we hope to play our part to achieve the IOC and EOC goals in relation to increasing women, and we've tried to do that in Ireland at the moment. In doing so, we've recently held a celebration of the contribution of Irish women in Olympic movement in Ireland. So we did this for International Women's Day. It was our first event of the new committee, and we had a very high attendance of our Irish female Olympians. Lots of women in leadership who attended the event. It was a great success, and we intend to roll out that event on an annual basis to continue to expand the Women in Leadership Programme of our NOC, and moving towards the next 4 years also. You can move on that slide. So generally, I suppose I've been asked, and Sarah Keane has been asked as well, how we got ourselves into this position. So I suppose the first thing is, I came from football, Sarah Keane came from swimming, but we were both supported actually by the Olympic Solidarity Program. So the NOC in Ireland would have received solidarity money to run a Women in Leadership Program, and both Sarah and I were invited to do some workshops. They may regret that now, I don't know. We're now President and General Secretary, but it was a great privilege to be able to go on that course. And we developed that, or the NOC developed it for us, especially for the women who were involved. Importantly as well, we were both seen as female leaders within our own national sports federations. Sarah Keane was General Secretary of Swim Ireland, she still is, and she can't be here today because actually her General Assembly is on. And I was Deputy General Secretary in the Football Association, but we were both also involved in boards within sport. So the Federation of Irish Sport, which is an umbrella body for all of the sports, has a board. Sarah and I both were on that board, and I chaired that board also for a number of years. So we were very visible, I suppose, within Irish sport. We both benefited through coaching and mentoring programs. I think it's really important for women in terms of confidence that women get involved in coaching and mentoring programs, both from the point of view of career path, but also having that support system as well from people who are involved at a higher level. I think very importantly, we didn't get elected because we were women. We got elected because we both had ability and a proven track record. I think that's very, very important, that women aren't seen to be elected just because they're gender. So that's a very important note for all NOCs, I think, too. There are plenty of well-able women out there with a great track record, and it's important that they're really identified and encouraged to put themselves forward. I think that's the key point. Very important, visibility. A lot of women have ability, but they may not have visibility. So it's very important, coming to the bottom point there on support, that NOCs support women within the Olympic movement. It's very important to have male advocates. I had a lot of male advocates in the Football Association who encouraged me and supported me. So that's very important within sport to have male advocates, and also to have female advocates. And it's very important for women in sport to also support younger women who are coming behind them. As they say, there's a special place in hell for women who don't support other women, don't they? That's it, really. That's the end of my brief just overview of how I got myself here in the last 3 months. So thank you for having me, and it's been a great couple of days. Thank you. If there are any questions, happy to take them. No? No, great. Thank you. Oh, a question.
My name is Nina Karainen. I'm from Finland. Thank you both for your great presentations. I actually have a question to Dinah regarding the Gender Equality Commission. I'm just wondering, what are the main goals of the commission at the moment? The EOC Commission.
I don't believe that we can to do some revolution. So we are talking about best practices, about best examples, about small steps. Because in Lithuania, when I asked some of my friends, the men, maybe you can to be in our commission, they laughing. Now After 4 years, the situation a little bit changed. So I hope that it will change after every 1 hour meeting. We have to talk. We don't need some. We had to make some revolution. Viskas? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for welcoming me. Thank you to the Macedonian Olympic Committee and to EOC for giving the possibility to present you briefly and with some details the MEMOS program. It was already presented by Joanna Zipser from Olympic Solidarity. So I will go to the facts since Joanna made a broader presentation within the Olympic Solidarity programs. I'm also very proud to see some Memosians in the room, so thank you for being here. The MEMOS program is the Executive Master in Management of Olympic Sport Organizations. It's organized by Olympic Solidarity and 12 universities in the world, and it has been specially tailored for NOC managers. It's a one-year program, and just to make a short, from a long story, a short story, it started already in the 1990s as it was supported by President Samaranch on an initiative of Professor Jean Camille from the University of Lyon. At the start, it was also organized with the support of 5 European National Olympic Committees. So you see, it already started in Europe. The aim of the program is to provide high-level management training for managers working in Olympic sport organizations, and especially in the following domains: strategic management, finances, marketing, project and event management, human resources, and communication and media. So as you see, it is really tailored for you and for the people working within your organization. As I said, it started in 1995. At the beginning, it was a 2-year program in French and English with 8 modules, and it was supported by the European Olympic Committees. Then we evolved, and someone on the first row recognized herself on the picture. It evolved as from MEMOS 3 with 4 modules only in English, and later on we evolved to a broader program in English, starting and finishing in Lausanne, and then the second session being somewhere in the world, and the third session being somewhere in Europe. Next week, we will be in the Netherlands, in Papendal, and the year after, we will come to Slovenia. So, to go, it's no more working. Okay. Okay, nowadays, we have the program in English, we have it in Spanish, and we have it in French. Of course, we organize English every year. This year is the 20th edition, but we organize French and Spanish alternatively. Next year, we will have the 7th edition in Spanish. This year, we have the 7th edition in French. And this started as from 2008. So the format is slightly different, but there is a coordination between the 3 programs, French, Spanish, and English, as I am the director of the English MEMOS, but meanwhile, the coordinator of the 3 programs. The MEMOS program today is about 780 graduates from 172 countries and 5 continents. So you see, it's a program with an history, but it is also a program looking to the future. And this is very important, I think, to tell you. We've had training modules in all continents since MEMOS 11. This year, we went for the program to Botswana, and next year we will go to to the United States. Voila. Okay, you can think this is strange, I cannot tell you, but I'm working 2 or 3 years in advance, and so sometimes I'm confusing when thinking. Okay, the MEMOS program, as I said is in 3 major languages, and we have an alumni association. We try to make it growing. It's not easy because everybody is absolutely enthusiastic after getting the diploma, but as you ask them to be part of the association, they say yes, being part, but acting, no. So this is a big, I would say a difficulty. You have to push because it's no more working. Okay, as you can see, these are the academic institutions involved in the program. You see it's, I will not say worldwide, but it's European and American at this time. But the goal nowadays is to go outside of Europe and to work with new professors and tutors coming from outside of Europe and the United States. But as you know, when someone is in the program, they don't want to leave. So we have to do it in a nice way, just to avoid making and creating difficulties with people. Can you push on the button, please? Okay, worldwide network, you see it everywhere. Push, please. And just to remember you that until now, we have 32% of women. Where are my colleagues from Lithuania? Okay, but I can tell you, we really strive to have perfect gender equality when we select the candidates. So hopefully, next year, with 36 candidates, we will have 18-18. This is really our goal. Okay, next one, please. We go to MEMOS 21 in English and to MEMOS 7 in Spanish in 2017-2018. And inscriptions, well, I would say not inscriptions, but candidatures, because there is a jury. You have to know that we have many more candidates than we have positions, and so we have to make a selection. But candidatures are open until June 15, and as a National Olympic Committee, you should have received all documents almost 1 month ago. Should this not be the reality, Joanna is in the back, I'm in the front. You give your business card and we will make sure, as from Monday, that you have everything at your disposition. Next slide, please. We are intending for the alumni to organize a MEMOS convention in 2018. We did it in 2012 in Barcelona. It was a great success with almost 300 participants. Of course, it is not easy to organize that, but we are striving to do it in 2018, and we are looking for candidate organizers. And of course, our first direction is to go to the National Olympic Committees. So, next week, we will release the proposal to the National Olympic Committees. Should you be interested in organizing this, we will give information in the document we will release next week. But should you be interested, please take contact either with Joanna or with me. Probably with me because Joanna has so much to do, but we will interact together, so don't worry. We would be happy to have some candidates to organize this MEMOS convention. I would like to thank many people. I will not name them all, but you see it's a huge program with the support of Olympic Solidarity, Pere, Joanna, Aurélie, Catherine, Angelica, and Anne, but also all the people working in the MEMOS. And this is the end of my short presentation. If you want to ask some questions, either Joanna or myself, or the MEMOsians, the graduates in the room, they can answer your questions. Thank you. No question? Nema problema? Okay, thank you. I'm still here.
up into the main hall. We'll have the conclusions when we finished, and we can all then relax and enjoy. Thank you very much.
On the audio MP3 file, yeah, go to such. Yeah, you collect all the audio, eh? All the audio files. Ne,
Παρακαλώ, κύριος Κολυμπάδης.
Καλή σας μέρα.
Good morning, everybody. So now your job, your work yesterday and today is over, and now it's time for the conclusion. We had, I think, in Skopje a wonderful time and also a wonderful work. I have to say that the hospitality of Macedonian Olympic Committee was wonderful, was something very, very special, and I think that all of us can thank with an applause what Macedonian have done. But above all, I have to underline that you can expect some other wonderful things today before leaving. So it's time for the conclusion. So I think that ladies first. So I give the floor to Pamela for the conclusion regarding the Olympic Solidarity Forum and also what the departments of the IOC here with us in these 2 days to give us the conclusion.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pagnozzi. First of all, also from the side of the whole Olympic Solidarity and NOC Relations delegation that we have here, I'd also like to thank the NOC of Macedonia for the excellent hospitality and the very warm welcome, and also to the EOC for the invitation. So thanks for that. I believe that the Olympic Solidarity Forum has been very well received. Certainly, we had a lot of questions from the floor, but even more questions and queries during the coffee breaks and the dinners. And hopefully, we've been able to explain in some detail now the new quadrennial plan, and that you can all move forward and take the most benefit that you can from the programme offer that's available. Maybe just one little regret, and there were 3 very, very interesting and informative workshops which were all going on at the same time, and perhaps for some of you who had 3 or less delegates here, it was a bit difficult for you to be running in and out of each of those sessions. So maybe that's something that we could, the scheduling, we can maybe look at that for future occasions to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to participate in all of those sessions. I think from Tosh, Tosh unfortunately has left, but certainly also gave very positive feedback from the technical sessions about games preparation. He also took note of different questions and queries and recommendations that you made, excuse me, and he'll certainly bring those back to the IOC so that they can be addressed at the appropriate levels as well. The Olympic Channel, unfortunately, we didn't have the opportunity to take part or be present in that workshop, but I believe that it's also been very useful for you, and hopefully now you can have a good partnership with the channel and take advantage of what they can provide to you, but also what they're expecting from you as NOCs to help to promote this channel and to provide also very interesting content from the activities that you're organising on the day-to-day basis. So that's it, really. I'd like to take this opportunity to pay specific thanks to the EOC, in particular the office in Rome, and to Gianluca De Angelis. As I said in the wrap-up of the forum, we're working together on a day-to-day basis, really trying to respond to your needs, to understand your priorities, so that through the Olympic Solidarity Programs managed from Lausanne and the continental programs managed through Rome, we can really bring to you as much benefit from the Olympic Solidarity Programs as possible. So thank you very much to you, Mr. Secretary General, Mr. President, and all your staff in Rome, and we look forward to participating in the next EOC seminar next year. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Pamela. I think that the tradition to have a joint meeting, Olympic Solidarity Forum, and our seminar is something that works very, very well. And also in these days, we have done a very good job, very fruitful for all the NOCs. And I think that the success of this seminar and this forum can be a good launch for the next seminar and the next forum of the next year. So regarding our seminar, I have to say that these 2 days have been very, very busy and also very, very fruitful. You remember that when we launched the new format of the seminar, we decided to have workshops and not only the general meeting with a lot of reports, with less interactive action. And here in Skopje, we decide to come back to the first project of the new format. We had the Olympic Solidarity Forum and 2 workshops, very, very interesting. I have to say that we, in these 2 days, in the workshop, above all in the workshop, we spoke a lot regarding our future, not only regarding the next events, next sport events in Europe, but not only in Europe, but also the Olympics, the next Olympics. But we started to analyze the new tools of not only sport, but also our society. So I have seen that the workshop on the evolution of digital communication was followed with a lot of attention, and I think that for the future we expect that all of you can send us feedbacks to choose for the next seminar some items very, very important for the future of the organization of single NOCs, and above all regarding all our organization. So I think that you should be very, very satisfied, because most of you told me this yesterday night and also this morning. So I think that with these results we can expect better days, better weeks, better months for our future. So I have to thank all of you, all the members of our executive committee, and before going to other decisions, very, very important, because we must decide where we will be next year for the seminar. I give the floor to our President if he will have some other conclusion to tell us. Please, President.
Thank you. You know, to make conclusions after conclusions doesn't make a lot of sense. So I would like to emphasize something else. And I'm always very much impressed when we collect together the leading body of European sports. And it brings me to firm belief that European sport is not just sportist teams, clubs, federations. It is also a lot of professional organizational work. Without you, the leading position of Europe in international sport wouldn't be possible, and it is a privilege, a pleasure to have the opportunity to speak with you different occasions, to hear the discussions, because they are really a high-level discussion. And in this respect, I would like to repeat something what I said at the beginning. We are responsible for the stability of international Olympic movement, and it is our task that we continue with an excellent work at our continent. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to all of you, and thank you very much individually to each of you for your contribution.
Thank you, President. Now it's time to choose the next year city for our seminar. Before this, I have to announce that the Athletes Forum this year will be organized in Monaco at the half of October. You will receive all information regarding this, and you must consider also that in this meeting will be elected the new executive board of European Athletes Commission. After this, I have to say that for the forum of next year, we received only one application, Belgrade, Serbia. So I think that we cannot choose other or different cities. So I think that our friends from Serbia deserve a very strong applause. I have only to say that they had to leave, so they cannot say something regarding this organization. For the date, as usual, I think that more or less in this period of the month of May, we will have this seminar. But also for this, you will receive other information. Before leaving and before present our thanks to the volunteers, I think that it's time to give the floor to Sasho for the information regarding the lunch, the dinner, and above all regarding the race in the afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Pagnozzi. And if you allow me, I would like first to thank all the delegates. You were wonderful, and you help us to much easier to organize this conference, and especially to the EOC office. I'm not allowed to say they worked so professionally like Scuderia Ferrari, because we have here Renault and Honda and Mercedes, but still they work very professionally. They help us a lot. Thank you very much to the team, to Mr. Pagnozzi, Rossana, Gianluca, Federico, Aurora, Francesca, and to the Steve and the rest of the people. Thank you for your help and support to make it so easy.
Sasho, come here. Sasho, come here.
Okay. Thank you very much. And concerning the, also I would like to thank the team from Olympic Solidarity, because we were...
Wait a moment.
Yep. Speaking of it, okay.
Voluntary.
Now, again?
Now.
Okay. So this was just coincidence that we're thinking the same thing. Because we were live broadcasting this event for the past 2 days, and that's the project supported by the Olympic Solidarity. So thank you, Olympic Solidarity, for providing the opportunity to broadcast this event with your support, and we are very appreciating your dedicated help in this regard. Concerning the EOC race, every participant is asked kindly to be at 4 p.m. in front of the hotel. And 5 or 10 minutes before that, you can go at the main entrance on the volunteer desk. You all have a shirt there prepared just for you. So anybody who will participate on this EOC race, please be there at 3:50, 3:55. And by the way, I know that our EOC President and Secretary General, they would like to participate, but unfortunately they're leaving earlier, so if you allow me, I will just give them our shirt to them. So 4 o'clock in front of the hotel, 4:30 is the start of the race. We will walk as a warm-up until the start of the race, which is very near 1,000 meters from here. You will have a stretching session, and the rest is on you. We prepare some budget for the winners, so be careful. 7 o'clock p.m., the buses are leaving from the hotel for a dinner. The dinner will be in the mountain in Etno village. And we're expecting to be there in 7:30, 7:40 maximum. And the dinner will be until whenever you say. So whoever will be on the dinner, we will be adjusting your needs on the basis of the timeline. So I hope that you will enjoy it. So 7 p.m. in front of the hotel, the buses will be waiting for you. Those who are in Holiday Inn, the transport will be provided at the same time, 7 o'clock. To Etno village for the dinner. The ones who are staying at Marriott Hotel, 7 o'clock buses leaving at the same time. If you have any questions, I will be happy to reply and to give you answer. Yeah, I think Joe asked me about the EOC run. No ties for the EOC run. And for the dinner, for the dinner as well. It's casual. Okay, thank you.
Now, before leaving, I think that we must thank all the volunteers. Please, come here. The seminar is over, so we can meet at lunch. Thank you so much.